Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a good day and welcome to Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Today we're doing a walk around and a test drive of the 1794 2026 Toyota Tundra. I figured this would be a good one to start on with test drives for this model year. This is the regular 1794. Now I drive a 2024 1794 with TRD off-road package. Now being this is the regular one, you're not going to see locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, crawl control. You're not going to see the TRD grille, the Bilstein shocks, the 20-inch TRD wheels. But if you don't care about that stuff, having a regular one like this, which is still 4x4 and still very capable, can save you almost $3,000 without having the TRD off-road package. So we will look at the sticker momentarily, but let's take a walk around this truck and talk about one of the high luxury trims of Toyota Tundra. This is the Western theme of Tundra. What's new for 2026? Not much when it comes to the 1794. One thing that's different is the available power side steps and power bed step you can now get on the 1794 in Platinum when it has TRD off-road package. Before you couldn't do that. So 1794 stamp in the tailgate, sequential taillights. This one has blind spot monitoring, parking sensors. This is 5.5 foot bed with a Crew Max cab, regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. You can get it in hybrid if you want. This thing is loaded with luxury. You have things like bed lights and outlet, sequential taillights, hydraulic cab mounts, leather seats on the inside that are heated and ventilated, front and rear, memory function for driver, and massaging seats. We'll check that out momentarily. Power folding mirrors. JBL 14-inch screen, digital gauge cluster, pano roof, premium auto leveling headlights, 360 camera, the works. But when we get into this truck, as you can see, it has the steps that are off right now. But if you hit auto, they fold down. If you open the tailgate, hit the button there, the step folds down as well. There's your power folding tailgate. You can use this to open the tailgate and close it. You can use the key fob where there's a button on the inside as well. That window still goes all the way down in the back of the cab there. Kick down step, goes up. There's your 20-inch wheels, which I love these machine silver wheels. Our step is down. Let's start in the back seat first. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here. It just came in. The mats they didn't even put in yet. As you can see, it has that Western 1794 theme as well. Under here, you're going to have under-seat storage because there is no hybrid battery like in the iForce Max. If you pull this here, you will see behind the seat, you get the JBL subwoofer and a little space over there for some stuff. There's also your tire changing equipment over there as well. And there are your functions for the heated and ventilated for the rear passengers and some charging ports. As you can see, it's the saddle tan interior. There's soft touch everywhere. You got shades here as well. Cup holders, speakers. Very nice. Here's your parts content in case anybody wants to see that. 55% US and Canada parts, 15% Japan, 15% Mexico. And it's assembled in TMMTX in San Antonio, Texas, of course. Here's your saddle tan seats. Once again, heated and ventilated front and rear. Memory function for driver and massaging seats. As you can see, all of that saddle tan everywhere. There's soft touch as far as the eye can see. You got real wood grain down here. This folds over if you're not going to use the cup holders. You have your wireless charger there. 1794 written over there. Digital rear view mirror. This has the pano roof with the black headliner, of course. Let's hit the button. Start the truck up. Shut the door. Brand new 2026, 9 miles on it. So doesn't really have MPG yet because it's brand new, but you can shuffle through this. It's very easy. You use the steering wheel controls to shuffle. And then we come over to the 14-inch screen. And if we hit English, I could show you some of the stuff set up later and hit exit. And then we have the 14-inch screen here. Super simple to use. That is one thing. The old Entune systems, the early ones, were not exactly user-friendly, but nowadays they get better and better. So if we hit the vehicle sign and we go to seat controls, this is where you work with the massaging seats. You select the seat you want, and then you could select whichever area you want to work, and then power on, power off, and intensity. Pretty simple, and it feels oh so good. So your digital rear view mirror, if you don't want to use it and you want the regular mirror, you do that. Everything on here is super simple, but let me show you the 360 camera. This is your trailer backup assist, traction control, and there is the tailgate button over there. So if we put the truck in reverse, here is the view you will have. It's the 360 camera, of course. hitting this button here will change your reverse camera as far as your graph there on backing up. And if we hit some of the other camera options here, you can see in the bed, around the truck, in the front, in the back. If we go into drive, we also have that as well, same idea. So total 360. Love the big screen, makes it easy when you're driving and you don't want to have a situation where you're taking your attention off the road, because the buttons on this are easy to figure out after a while without having to look at the screen. So less distracted driving, and that's a good thing. Big center console here, little area for stuff. Again, cup holders that you could cover. That charger, digital gauge cluster. You can't really see it, but there is the heads-up display, which I am definitely a fan of. I have it in my 1794 as well. So a beautiful truck, high luxury. Let's take a look at the sticker and then take it for a test drive. It's a 10-inch color heads-up display, premium paint, power running boards, power bed step, center console safe, stainless steel door edge guards. And then the price is $72,460. And of course, this is Windshield Pearl 2026 1794. Let's take this puppy for a ride and see if there's any difference from my 2024 1794 TRD. Today's video is sponsored by LazFit, and over the last year with my partnership with LazFit, I have added floor liners to my Tundra, my brother-in-law's Tundra, and my wife's RAV4, and everybody is very happy with these floor liners. Now, the factory floor liners, they do the job just fine, but certain things about the LazFits really make me happy that I added them to these vehicles. For one, the raised edges on the outside of the floor mat keep all of the debris in. The floor mats are a lot larger and cover a lot more of the floor, and they are very easy to clean. If you're in the market for a good floor mat, make sure you check out the LazFit website. If you go down in the description of this video, you will see my custom link and my promo code TundraDude34 to save 15% site-wide. They have stuff other than floor mats, including bed mats, automotive lighting, and a new tire inflator that I just got myself last week. So go down in the description, hit my link, check out the website, and use TundraDude34 to save 15% site-wide at LazFit. All right, let's take this thing for a ride here. I don't expect this to be too different than what we're normally used to, because I do have a 1794, and this is obviously not TRD off-road. So what are the things that we are going to be missing from TRD off-road? As I spoke about when we were walking around the vehicle, no locking rear diff, multi-terrain select crawl control, and some of the accoutrements that come with TRD off-road, which is the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tire, the Bilstein shocks, the TRD grill, stuff like that. So again, if you don't care about those things, or you're not going to use those things, you could save yourself between $2,500 and $3,000. And hey, that goes a long way, especially with the prices of today. But if you're looking for a nice luxury Tundra and you like the Western theme, I can tell you, as someone that owns one, it really is something special. Don't forget, the whole point of the 1794 edition is that is when the ranch was founded that TMMTX now sits on. TMMTX is where they make the Tundra. So it's special, and it is directed at the Toyota Tundra and the factory, which is ultra cool to me. But this truck is right under the capstone as far as luxury goes, as far as, you know, where the trim sits, as far as the trim lines go, from SR, SR5, Limited, Platinum, 1794, Capstone, and TRD Pro. But everything in here is, you know, the things you could get in Limited, but in here it's all standard. That's the big difference here. When you get up into Platinum in 1794, things like JBL, the premium auto leveling headlights, the, you know, pano roof, all that stuff can be added to Limited, but it's standard up in the 1794. You get the great saddle tan seats that are heated and ventilated front and rear, memory function for driver, and massaging seats in the front. So it's got the fun little luxury stuff in it as well. The 14-inch screen is fantastic. JBL does the job. I mean, if you're someone who is very particular about you know, your sound when it comes to your music, I mean, you might find a lot of things that could be better out there. I know the old JBL on the second gen left a lot to be desired for some people. This one is definitely a little bit better. But, you know, as I always say with these new generation Tundras, and this is a 2026, they ride great. The regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 gets the job done just fine. It's not like your regular secondary engine where, you know, you get the second engine and it's not as good. Don't get me wrong. The iForce Max is very powerful, but the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 that we're in right now, the non-hybrid, it moves. I mean, if we put our foot down, I mean, pushes you back in your seat and you take off real nice. And we got the fed-in engine noise because it's the JBL system, which some people don't like. I happen to really like, but this is, it's a pleasure to drive this truck. This has, of course, Toyota safety sense. I mean, it has all of the safety stuff you would expect. We talked about the 360 camera, just loaded with great luxury features. This truck could tow around 11,000 pounds. The fuel mileage, my personal truck with my 1794, which again is really cool when I get to test drive the new ones like this, because I could talk about real world for over a year that I've been in my 1794. My number is 19.9 right now after 1 year. So the fuel mileage is pretty good in the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. And a lot of people always say that it's actually a little bit better in the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 than it is in the hybrid. The hybrid doesn't get numbers as good as the regular one, so riddle me that. But don't forget, the iForce Max is actually set up for power and torque versus MPG. And another good part about getting the regular iForce engine like this is you get to keep your underseat storage, which is a big deal to a lot of people. I use my underseat storage for a lot of different things. And if you don't have that underseat storage, there's other places to go in here, but it's out in the open. I enjoy having, you know, the underseat storage just for less clutter. But the truck drives great. It has great braking. There's not brake dive or anything. It's very comfortable. The suspension is very compliant. And, you know, it doesn't feel like a big old Cadillac where it's floating all over the place. It's very tight, drives fantastic. And that is, again, I know I repeat myself over and over when I talk about these new gen Tundras, but the facts are the facts. And this thing drives absolutely amazing. And they always do. Even down in SR, when I test drive the SRs and the SR5s, the drivability of the truck is something they worked very hard on with these new platforms, and they did a fantastic job. As far as the way this truck feels to me, this feels exactly like mine that has the TRD off-road package. So again, it all comes down to your wants and needs, and that's why it's an option and not standard. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a truck you would consider? Now, if you're new to Tundra, one more thing to keep in mind. This is the 1794 edition. The sister trim, like I always like to call it, is the Platinum. So if you don't like the tan interior and the chrome on the outside, the Platinum gives you all of the same standard features, but the interior is black. You still get the heated and ventilated front and rear seats, memory function for driver and massaging seats. The outside has dark chrome and body color. So they're sister trims, same standard features. The only difference is it doesn't have the Western theme. But if you like Western theme, especially with something like a wind chill pearl on it, this truck is absolutely awesome. And even though I own one, I'm in love right now because the 1794 is by far my favorite trim. It always has been, even back in the second gen, and I'm happy to be driving this. So if you're in the market for a 2026 Toyota Tundra and you're thinking a little high luxury, check out this 1794 edition and make the decision if you want to go with the TRD off-road package or not. If you go regular iForce, you could save another $3,500 by not doing iForce Max. So Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe, be well, and make sure you check out the 2026 Toyota Tundra 1794 edition.